Well, good morning. My name is Luis Antonio Pereira de Souza. I am from IPT. IPT is Institute for Technological Research for São Paulo State. I will talk about sub-bottom profile, actually about integrated use of multiple acoustic frequency bands for sub-bottom profiling. We are a customer from Meridata for so many years, and the guys couldn't come to this meeting, so they asked me to introduce you a few words about their company. Under the technical point of view, for sure I can talk a lot because I have been using this system for long periods. If you have any questions related to business point of view, please contact directly Mr. Kim Ola. His email is here. He's the manager of the Meridata system, Meridata company. Meridata is a Finnish company. Well, I would like to first to set some backgrounds about my talk today. It's, we know that when we need penetration resolution, when we talk about sub-bottom profiling, for sure we have to use a wide range of acoustic frequencies to achieve sufficient penetration resolution. When I talk about wide range of frequency, I'm talking about some seismic source which deals with frequency lower than 2 kilohertz. I'm talking about air guns, sparker boomers, and also with the seismic source which deals with frequency up to between 2 and 30 kilohertz. That means resolution. Often when we deal with these seismic sources, we have to address the questions deploying several acoustic systems. Usually we have to use acquisition system, separated acquisition system, and also when we process the data coming from this seismic source, we have to use different procedures for each data from each kind of seismic source. So, well, I have 15 minutes to introduce you to this company, Meridata, so I decided to highlight three special points or special spots or features of Meridata system. First, I would like to point the question related to acquisition system and post-processing and hardware upgrades. This is 3 points I would like to highlight in this 15 minutes talk here. Related to acquisition, Meridata has a for me, very special capability. With this system, it's possible to run an acquisition survey virtually with unlimited number of acoustic systems running parallel. For me, it's a very interesting possibility on seismic surveys. And also, in the same topic, acquisition, I would like to highlight the portability of the system. Actually, the system is small and light. It makes possible to make surveys in small lakes, rivers, and so on. So, you see, Meridata system can support sub-bottom profile, seismic reflection, source like boomer or spark, the ones who deals with frequency less than 2 kilohertz, and also high frequency system, CHIRP, sub-bottom profiling, usually with frequency from 2 to 50 kilohertz, and also high frequency bathymetry, single beam or multi-beam systems is possible to run with the Meridata acquisition system. Also side scan sonar is possible. Magnetometer survey is also possible to run with a Meridata acquisition system. You see this slide, you can see it's use just a small computer connected direct to a black box. It's a small box like 1 kilo. I don't remember exactly how heavy, but it's really a light box, and you can control for this box and with your small computer boomers, seismic sources, side scan sonar, and so on. It's a very light system. You see, this is a image. This photo shows how light and how small is the system. It's a small boat in the Paraná River. The system is belonging to IPT. Here you see 2 CHIRPs and a boomer installed in this boat. Here is another small boat at the Lago de Ibirapuera in São Paulo city. You see a boomer and the CHIRP installed in this boat. Here is another example in Bahia. 2 CHIRPs here in this. In IPT we use double CHIRP. Our seismic source for high resolution uses CHIRP 28 kHz and the CHIRP 10-12 kHz. And also we use a boomer. This is a SIG boomer, and we have also a sparker. The second point I would like to highlight about Meridata is related to the post-processing. Meridata has a software they call MDPS. In this software, this software has a special feature. I think maybe the only one. You can process data coming from all seismic sources you have used in your survey. You can also integrate cores, multibeam, side scan sonar, and magnetometer data. It's really a very nice property. I don't know any other software you can do that. I mean, analyze, interpret, processing data simultaneously from different frequencies, different kind of seismic sources. So you can here I'm just an example. You have a bathymetry data, backscattering data processing. So you can analyze a mosaic on side scan and correlate with boomer data. You can correlate the side scan sonar mosaic with the CHIRP. This in this case is a high resolution CHIRP, and also with a low resolution CHIRP 28 kHz. So it's you can also see, for example, here is another example. It's a Pinger 24 kHz, and this is a CHIRP data 28 kHz, and the boomer. It's a very interesting feature. You can process, analyze, and interpret all this data simultaneously in your screen. We're using this MDPS seismic processing software package. It's a really nice tool to use. Well, as I told you before, you can also bring to the screen data related to cores. Most of the software do that, but it's a really interesting feature. The last point I would like to highlight about Meridata is their capability on CHIRP. They have developed a very interesting CHIRP, ultra high frequency CHIRP. They call high definition sub-bottom profile, high HD SBP with ultra high resolution CHIRP. Usually, most of the CHIRP we saw a lot of profile here. Some colleagues from many countries presented us some profiles, but most of them using was data from CHIRP with frequency lower than 20 kHz. Most of the CHIRP running in the world is use frequency between 2 and 20 kHz. Using this kind of CHIRP, you can get resolution maybe between 20 or 30 centimeters, sometimes 50 centimeters. But it's the previous system from Meridata, as IPT has, and some other companies and universities in Brazil, is a dual CHIRP. Is 2 to 10 to 20 kilohertz. You can get resolution around 20 centimeters, and the another one is 10-20 kilohertz layer resolution about 10 centimeters. But the guys from Meridata, they try to develop a new CHIRP using frequency between 20 and 50 kilohertz. It's a good frequency for penetration in soft sediments, and the resolution you can get resolution is a few centimeters. So nowadays Meridata can offer three groups of frequency CHIRP. It's the classical 210 to 89 kilohertz. Sorry, 210 kilohertz and 1020 kilohertz, and now 2050 kilohertz. They call ultra high resolution frequency. This is a system, a small one, and the black box will control the gains and so on related to this transducer. Here is the system is set in the same structure. I show you some examples. This is a normal data coming from the CHIRP 28 kilohertz. The same data, the same profile with a CHIRP 2050 kilohertz. You can see clearly the difference between resolution in both data. So here is another example. The CHIRP 28 kilohertz and the CHIRP 2050 kilohertz. You see clearly the difference. Of course, using 2050 kilohertz CHIRP, you cannot get so deep because you lose penetration, but you get a lot in resolution. As you see here in the 28 kilohertz, you can see the bedrock here, and the 2050 kilohertz, you cannot see exactly where is the bedrock, but you can see ultra high resolution, these sediment layers, shallow sediment layers. Here is another example. It's a CHIRP 28 kilohertz the profile. Here you see the same data from 2050 kilohertz. You can see, compare. It's ultra high. I'm talking about ultra high resolutions. So I'm talking about 25, 30 millimeters on the resolutions. Really spectacular, I think. So I used to talk with the guys from Meridata because most of my work is on lakes, water reservoirs. So I was so curious about what the quality of the data I would get when surveying lakes and reservoirs. So 2 weeks ago they make a survey, just test survey in a lake close to Lohja. Lohja is a small city like 70 kilometers from Helsinki. And you see here you see the profiles. It's a wonderful profile, I would say. You can see penetration about 25, maybe 30 meters deep with the ultra high resolution. We are talking about 25, 30 millimeters on resolution. So I think it's a really very, very, very interesting system. And I know it's when you get ultra high resolution like that, you can improve your survey. Actually, if you combine SBP frequency, low frequency with ultra high resolution, you can get resolution penetrations. Very interesting. If you combine side scan sonar with ultra high resolution, you can get better identification of boundaries between areas of different types of superficial sediments. If you combine Multibeam data with ultra high resolution, helps a lot for interpreting anomalies related to gas changing in superficial sediment types, and also some changes in topography of the surface. So to have a ultra high resolution CHIRP on board in any survey used to be very, very, very interesting. So I told you before, I have in IPT this dual CHIRP, the 28 and 10, 20 and 18 kilohertz. Now I'm already started to look to try to get budget to change this high resolution to 2050 kilohertz. I think this new CHIRP ultra high resolution will help me a lot in my project. Most of my projects nowadays is on lakes, water reservoirs. So it's very important to know in detail about the recent history of this reservoir, about sediment silting process and so on. And looks a very nice tool for this kind of target. Well, in Brazil, so just some example of institution or companies running Meridata systems in the world. You see, in Brazil, we have IPT, we have a system, some universities. We have also some private companies running Meridata system. We don't have, still don't have this ultra high resolution, but I myself am trying to get budget to get this high resolution system, because it will be very useful in my projects. You see, there are many other companies in the world using Meridata system. Well, I hope my mission here is accomplished. It's, I mean, in a few words, I hope I'd introduce you to Meridata system. As I told you, King is the manager. Please, if you have any business talk, you can call him directly. His mail is here. And in case of you have any technical doubt, you can talk here. I have some profiles here. I have also the software in my computer. We can discuss and I can show you everything in more detail. Thank you very much for your attention. So.